So, like always, appreciate you guys coming and covering Penn State football. We appreciate it. Our fans that traveled, that's always appreciated as well. First of all, I think you got to give Minnesota and PJ a ton of credit. They had them ready to play, played really well, made big plays in big moments. We came into this game having a ton of respect for their defense, and I thought their defense played really well tonight. And I think the quarterback, their quarterback played very well, and their wide receivers. So, got to give them credit. They played really well. They made critical plays at big moments in the game. But at the end of the day, our team overcame adversity and found a way to win on the road, 5-0 for the first time since 1985. So just proud of our guys. Overcame adversity, found ways to win. We went into this game saying that the turnover battle would be a huge statistic in the game. In true statistics, I'd say we won the game. We won the turnover battle, but you could also make the argument it was about a wash because the block punt and the block PAT kind of even those things out. If we don't do those two things, I think it's a very different game, and that's very uncharacteristic for us. We did not win the explosive play battle. We did not win the third down battle. We did not win the sack battle. We did win field position. Penalties was about a wash, and we didn't win middle eight either. So statistically, we won the most important stat, turnover battle, but not a whole lot besides that. I thought third quarter continues to be a good story for our team. The defense has yet to allow a third quarter touchdown this season. They gave up a field goal today and have allowed 15 points total on the season, so that's been big. And then, other thing I'm proud of, and very, very appreciative of the staff and the players, we're one of 3 teams to win 10 or more wins in the last 3 years. Only 3 teams in the country. So I'm proud of that. I think consistency matters. I think it's really important. And our guys did it today. So proud of the guys, and open up the questions.
We'll go Rich, and then we'll go to Brennan.
James, on your right. What went into the decision to try the fake punt? Why did you want to run that then? And was that the play that you guys, the run, is that something that you've had in your pocket for a while?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say in our pocket. I think, first of all, Dom Ruley deserves a ton of credit. He's a guy that doesn't get talked about a whole lot, but is loved and respected in our locker room and in the Lash building by everybody. Just comes to work every single day. He's the quarterback of that play. We've been working on it since training camp. We've called it in other games this year. But unless you have the right look, you can't run it. And Dom's done a great job of checking in and out of it. Tonight we had the call. Typically where you call it, a lot of times they're going to be in safe. They had their defense on the field. I thought it was going to be safe again. And then when we ran our punt team on, they ran their punt return team out. So I thought we had a chance. And then the look allowed us to run it. Luke Reynolds, that was a huge play for him. It was blocked extremely well. So that's been cooking, I guess with Thanksgiving coming up, or marinating for a while, all the way back to training camp. So we'll put that one on the shelf and start working the next one. But did I answer your question?
The only part of it is why did you want to try the fake punt there? Was that something? Is that your call or was it Dom's call? And why did you want to do it right then and there?
Well, first of all, yeah, I make the call, and then Dom checks us out of it if it's the wrong look. So we call the fake, and then if it's not the right look, then Dom checks out of it to a traditional punt. And we probably called that 6 times this year. But you're just waiting for the right time.
Why then? Why did you want to run? Sorry about that.
Why? I just felt like we needed to try to end the game on our terms with the ball in our hand. give them a ton of credit. They did a good job of producing yards and finding a way. Their field goal kicker, was back to the guy from last year. I think he was the kicker, and he won the kicking award in the Big Ten last year. Started out the season a little bit rocky, but was kicking the ball very, very well tonight. And the second half of the season, he's been kicking it well. So I just felt like we needed to be aggressive and end the game on our terms with the ball in our hands. And those things, as I've told you guys before, I'll click over and talk to the defense as well and get their thoughts. So they're just proud of our guys.
Brennan and Johnny.
James, how do you assess Drew's play, Allar, in this game? It looks like there were times where he wasn't as sharp as normal, but when you needed plays, he was able to kind of do what he needed to do.
I think that's fair. I think early on in the first half, we gave up some pressures and some sacks that we shouldn't have, like guys running clean that based on our rules shouldn't have been running clean, and I think that frustrated him a little bit. But to your point, he made big plays again with his feet. Showed toughness and didn't slide, and we want him to slide. We don't necessarily teach the slide. I think you guys see we teach what we call the grenade, where he goes down kind of head first and protects himself, but you don't lose any of the yardage by doing it. But tonight he played to win at critical times. He made big plays. That play there at the end between him and Tyler Warren, I mean, that's a coach's dream, right? Like, you call it, the play's not clean, he goes to the backside. We make the surrender call, which means once you get the first down, get down, whether you can score or not. Tyler Warren does exactly the way he's coached. Shocker. And Drew finds a way to extend the play, and we're hoping to hit the back in the flat there. Drew extends the play and then finds Tyler on the backside. So, I would agree with you. I think there was some times where, when you're the quarterback and you're expecting things to be picked up, and guys are coming clean, you gotta keep your poise and composure right there. And I thought for the most part he did that.
Johnny, then Neil.
James in the middle. Sticking with that final play, the decision to go for it on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal. How did you guys determine what you were going to do there?
Yeah, same thing. We just wanted to end the game on our terms. Obviously we had it blocked earlier in the game that they were returned, 93 yards or whatever it was. We just wanted to end the game on our terms. We wanted to be able to possess the ball with the game on the line, and you got to be able to get 1 yard, just like I've talked to you guys about before, and we've been able to do that for the most part this season. We weren't as clean blocking this week. Again, give them credit, but it just came down to us, wanting to end the game on our terms.
Neil and Shane.
James, can you talk about how intentional you guys were at the end of the half after you fell behind, and also in the third quarter, it seemed like you were going right to Tyler multiple times in a row?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was the case. I mean, Tyler's a part of the game plan all the time. And like I've told you guys before, if he's not open, we're not going to throw it to him. So there's plays that are designed to go to Tyler that if he's not open, we move on. But that's kind of always part of the game plan, is to try to get the ball in his hands as much as we possibly can.
Shane, then Pickle.
Coach, earlier this week you talked about wanting to generate turnovers. Are you able to get an interception and a fumble recovery? You're able to get field goals off of that. How important is that, especially in a game where the margins are so slim at the end?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. The margins this time of year on the road are small. So I thought the turnovers were very, very significant. Again, if we don't have the two mishaps on special teams, then I think it's a very, very different game when you're be able to be +2 in the turnover ratio on this team. But again, those special teams errors, kind of nullify it. But if we don't get them and we have the 2 errors on special teams, we're in big trouble. So yeah, I think that was big. Again, when you're talking about the team that leads the Big Ten in turnover ratio, we knew that was going to be a major factor in this game.
Last question to Pickle.
Coach, can you walk us through from your perspective? I know you'll know more on film Monday, but the 2 blocks, the extra point and the punt, what did you see on those from the field?
Yeah, so the punt block, and again, I'll know more like you're saying after watching the tape, but the punt block, they had 3 rushers, we had 3 blockers. So scheme-wise, we were fine. We weren't as thick enough on the block, and the guy kind of got on an edge and was able to get his hand on the ball. But, we had 3 blockers for 3 rushers, and the guy just got on an edge and made a play. The field goal, again, I'd have to watch it, but we always block down to our inside gap, and then we high arm the outside gap to give the next offensive player some help. And for whatever reason, haven't done it all year long, we blocked out, which we've never done that before. And tonight was not the time to start, but we did. So it's, I was not a math major at East Stroudsburg. I was psychology, but the shortest point between point A and point B is a straight line. And if you can block gaps and make them run around, it's hard to get there. But I don't think that guy's a math major.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.